The second segment of the show for today, we're talking to Alana McLaughlin, who's given us some information in reference to the end of slavery and the beginning of what might be eventually referred to as the period of separation and segregation. But before we end slavery, there are some things that she would like to make, some statements she would like to make in reference to the Civil War itself. That is the end of the war that came in 1865. But before that war, there was a very, very important individual who was associated with that. And talk about some of the individuals who helped to end slavery, Alana.
Well, on October 16th, 1859, a white visionary abolitionist named John Brown led a band of 21 men, 5 of whom were African American, in the seizure of Federal Arsenal at Harper's Ferry. After holding the site for several hours, Brown and his followers were captured by Federal troops under the command of Robert E. Lee. So now, by the end of slavery, it's still people. Well, in the end of slavery, people were still kind of flabbergasted. They were like, "It's over. I'll let them go. I'm not letting them go." It's like, so the aftershock of slavery basically was still, people were still being awfully difficult trying to work with African Americans for a better land or for a better life.
13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments.
And the 14th, 15th Amendment says that 1, slaves cannot vote. 2, African Americans are not free. And 3, they do not have citizenship. And what makes me really mad about that is that how come that it's okay, it's all over. This is before segregation. It's all over. This is the little point in time where slaves actually get to have a life. And the 14th, 13th, and 15th Amendment just takes all that right away from us. And so it's no better than being in slavery, because at least you don't have to work. I mean, but it's still like the same. You don't have any rights to do anything. You can't go downtown and sit down and ask for a hot plate of pancakes unless there's a colored or white sign on there. And the colored building is half run down. So it's
So slavery came to an end with the passage of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. Then you're now talking about separation, segregation, and what are some of your thoughts in reference to separating people because of color? What do you think about some of those
Separating people because of color is really ridiculous, because, you know, we all originated from one place, which was Africa. We all originated from one person, who was the Lord. We're all, and I'm not going to say we all worship somebody, because some people in India can worship this person, and then some people can be Methodist, and then Holy Catholic, and then, so we all believe in something, at least. So we all look up to something, because, I mean, though atheists don't believe in the Lord, they look up to somebody, and that somebody is like their Lord, because they look up to somebody. And that person, everybody originated from the Lord, in my beliefs.
Okay, and so Lana, and the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendments, which is to say that everybody is now equal. Equal in terms of freedom, equal in terms of citizenship, and equal in terms of the right to vote. But now there were some people who really did not wish to give the former slaves some of these rights. Now, who were some of these individuals who opposed slaves having the right to vote, the right for citizenship, and the right to be free in a real sense?
Well, in the aftershock of segregation, where everybody was free, they were kind of still, it was like the aftershock of slavery, like, I'm still going to hate black people because they're ugly Negroes and they don't deserve to live, and white people are better. They don't know that imagine if they stepped into the shoes of an African American man, they have to walk every day around thinking that everybody, not all white people, but some white people hate them just because of this, the color of their skin, and they have to walk around thinking, I'm doing to this, and they really feel guilty because of that, because they're taking away somebody else's life. That's almost like bullying, because if you bully a person, it could lead to suicide and they kill themselves. If you hate a person, which was more people bully nowadays than they do hate African American people or are racist. Now, the thing is, how do you do that to somebody? How do you feel that in your conscience you could just walk around and put somebody down just because of their beliefs, their religion, the color of their skin, which really makes me just mad.
In other words, Lana, you're simply telling us that in spite of this whole issue of race, that bullying and racism and all of these things impact individuals regardless of what race they might be, and that perhaps people ought not to be involved in that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Do you believe that bullying is wrong and within that context?
Every inch of it. Because I've been bullied. I overcame that with my bully support group, because I got to talk to other people who felt the same way I did, and I got to talk to people who did it, but they know that they shouldn't do it, and they do it because they have their own problems, and just taking it out on somebody is the way they get over it. And my support group was for people that happens to, and that they need to talk to somebody that understands what they're going through and that can help them.
You mentioned earlier that sometimes bullying is so extreme that individuals actually take their lives in reference to it. Say something in reference to that.
Well, like in high school, maybe Mary walks down the hall and Jack pushes her down because she's Muslim and she has different and she's more different than Jack is, and maybe Jack may be an atheist and Jack is white and he's bullying little old Mary because she's black and she's a Muslim. When Mary got home, Mary went into the closet and hung herself because little old Jack just hated on her whole year just because she is a Muslim and he is atheist. So he believes that her beliefs are wrong, but even atheists look up to something. Okay,
Lon, let's take this second commercial break. Of course, we'll be back with our audience following this short commercial break.